Now at 5, a Webb City school employee is detained after a confrontation with a nonprofit posing as a minor. Plus, Girard's police chief steps down, what residents are saying about public safety and who could fill the role. And
President Trump proposes billions of dollars in more spending cuts. I'm Erica Brown with more on the budget plan and the public broadcasters now targeted by the White House.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An Indiana-based nonprofit assisted local law enforcement Thursday evening in catching an alleged sexual predator. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Anthony Saviello. Bikers Against Predators live streamed an interaction with a Webb City school employee while posing as an underage girl. Webb City police were called to the scene and detained the employee. The group states its mission is to expose individuals who seek to harm children. Webb City Schools later released a statement saying, in part, on the evening of Thursday, May 1st, district administration was contacted by local law enforcement regarding a situation involving a staff member. The district's #1 priority is keeping our students safe, and upon learning of these allegations, the district immediately cooperated with the Webb City Police Department and put the staff member on administrative leave. Until this matter has been properly investigated by local law enforcement, the district is not in position to share any additional information as prohibited by board policies, end quote. Joplin's first responders today were at a fire near the campus of Missouri Southern yesterday evening. The reports of the fire on the 4200 block of University Circle came in around 6 p.m. The fire was under control within minutes, but the home suffered substantial smoke damage. No one was home at the time of the fire. The fire marshal was on scene to begin their investigation. The police chief of Girard has officially stepped down. Just days ago, on April 28th, the city of Kansas posted the open position and said they're already reviewing several candidates. In the meantime, we spoke with local residents about how they feel about policing in their neighborhoods.
I've lost our chief of police due to what I would say would be a cut in pay. I don't think that the cut in pay was fair, but that's not my decision. But I do think county's done a good job of supporting us while we're looking for a new chief.
In early 2025, the council adopted new pay scales at the recommendation of the police chief. Officials say whoever they hire will provide strong leadership to the department. Well, let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty.
Well, not a bad Friday for us today. We did get some morning thunderstorms and then a few afternoon thunderstorms. A little band kind of skirting through, now pushing through southwestern Missouri. So from Mount Vernon, Monette, Cassville, back toward Pineville. These are drifting south and east, and behind this batch, we are going to stay dry as we go through the rest of the evening. And then into the weekend, temperatures kind of slide back through the 60s into the 50s. A little cool tonight. We had a cold front that rolled through, so we're going to drop all the way down into the mid 40s by morning. So cool start, plenty of sunshine on your Saturday. We'll have some mid and upper level clouds. Temperatures cool for the beginning of May, but still it's going to be really nice. 64, 65, 66 degrees. We're going to look at our next rain chances here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks. Well, today the White House released a new budget proposal for next year that includes steep cuts to domestic spending, but more funding for defense and border security. Erica Brown has details from the White House.
President Donald Trump unveiled his budget for next year, and it includes steep cuts that would make permanent many of the spending cuts from Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. Trump's budget chief, Russell Vought, outlined the president's spending priorities during a cabinet meeting Wednesday.
To make sure we have the border resources, the defense resources, and to save the American people some tax money and make sure all those tax cuts that you ran on are in there that help get people back into the workforce.
The White House proposal would cut $163 billion in non-defense discretionary spending. That's a 22% cut from current levels. Many federal agencies would lose more than a third of their budgets, with the largest hits to programs focused on healthcare, education, and clean energy. But the Defense Department and border security would see a spending increase, with the Pentagon's spending boosted by 13% or about $1 trillion. While the president's new budget proposal is for next year, this year's budget is still working its way through Congress and needs only a simple majority to pass.
The biggest thing we're working on, maybe bigger than tariffs in a certain sense, is we call it the one big beautiful bill.
Trump met with Republican leaders of the House Thursday to discuss $1.5 trillion in cuts to offset big tax breaks. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Reports also say the president is also trying to cut funding for PBS and NPR, claiming the broadcasters are biased. Both organizations say they are looking into measures to prevent the executive order from taking effect. Still ahead, hiring continues.
New federal numbers show unemployment remains steady despite the trade wars. I'm Bradley Blackburn with which industries are hiring and where there are some warning signs.
And next in Health Watch, a new AI tool is helping catch early signs of ALS, how one woman is using it to stay ahead of a disease that's touched her family. Topping today's Health Watch, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is asking the CDC to look for new treatments for measles. The Health and Human Services Secretary wants the CDC to look at medications and alternative therapies such as vitamins. In a statement, HHS noted the CDC recommends the measles vaccine as the most effective way to prevent the disease, but it added that some people may choose not to get the shot and wants a way to support those people as well. There is also no specific treatment for measles once someone is infected. A former tech executive who lost her husband to amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, hopes her app will help people with the early detection of ALS symptoms.
These days, it's the little things Mindy Erlab appreciates the most.
I wish I didn't have to think about this, but at the same time, I try not to let it consume my life.
That is why, every week, she logs on and reads a few lines into an app trained to catch the faintest slur or shift in her speech.
A woman signed a sales contract for construction of a new brick home.
Erlab lost her mother to ALS.
Say pataka over and over.
And even though she doesn't have the disease, she carries the gene.
Pataka, 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 pataka.
For now, this app, called Everything ALS, is helping her stay one step ahead.
You've been doing a good job.
The technology behind it was created by Indu Navar, a former high-tech executive who turned grief into purpose after losing her husband Peter to ALS. They searched for a diagnosis for 2 years.
That's the time you're supposed to be doing something.
Every 90 minutes, someone in the U.S. is diagnosed with ALS. But getting that diagnosis can take months, even years. By then, there's little doctors can do. So Navar turned to AI, creating an app that tracks speech, walking, and motor skills, spotting changes long before most humans can.
AI has allowed us to predict changes in small variation that happens.
By letting patients participate from home, Everything ALS not only makes clinical trials more accessible, it's giving researchers a data set that's bigger, faster, and more diverse. As for Erlab, taking back a little control has given her something else.
I enjoy every day of my life. I don't stay up at night worrying about stuff.
A way to write her own story. Itai Had, CBS News.
While early results seem promising, the app has not yet been approved by the FDA. Well, do you believe in karma? A study found many people's views on karma are flexible. For example, many of those surveyed said when good things happened to them, it was because they earned it through good karma. But if bad things happened to them, they didn't blame karma. Researchers called it self-positivity bias, the desire to see ourselves as good people. And the World Health Organization is reportedly planning to endorse a category of weight loss drugs to help combat obesity globally. The WHO also wants strategies to make those medications accessible to low and middle income countries. The Global Health Agency says more than 1 billion people are living with obesity. The cost of obesity medications can be as high as $1,000 a month. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, bargains and treasures are popping up across Miami, Oklahoma. We'll see how you can find them during the citywide garage sale.
Plus, our temperature is cooling down a little bit, but the weekend looking pretty good. We're going to check it out coming up. Well, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today, even though we still got some showers and thunderstorms early this morning and a little batch that kind of dropped through over the past few hours. This is kind of a back band. We have an upper level low kind of kicking through, so this is going to cool us down a little bit for the weekend, but also dry us out, which we desperately need. Look at the showers, thunderstorms still working through southwestern parts of Missouri, so just south of Mount Vernon, Monette, Aurora, Cassville, getting into Table Rock Lake, and then a little shower just south of Neosho. These extend back into Benton County and southern parts of Delaware County. Non-severe, and they will continue to work out of the region as we go through the next several hours. So again, there could be a random shower or two as we go through the next few hours, but then we look okay. Let's go into the morning hours. Kind of cool. 45, 46, 47 degrees to kick off your weekend. Mostly sunny skies through the morning hours. Temperatures only into lower 60s by the noon hour, but at least we're drying out. So if you need to get outside, do some yard work, I'm sure everybody's got to mow after all the heavy amounts of rain. High temperatures, I think 65, 66, upper 60s to near 70 once you get into our western counties. Let's go into Saturday night. Kind of a light easterly wind, a little bit colder. We get down to about 41, 42, 43 degrees here 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And then as we go through your day on Sunday by the afternoon, smidge warmer, 67 in Stockton, 68 in Anderson, Miami, Chanute, up to about 68 degrees. And then not quite as cold as we get back into Monday morning, back into the mid 40s for overnight lows. So breaking down your weekend, 66 on Saturday, 68 on Sunday, chilly nights, but overall it looks pretty good. Let's go outside. Here's a great shot, and you can see those cumulus clouds. This is our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, Indigo, of course, just outside of Seneca, Missouri. Temperature is pretty good. Most of us upper 60s to lower 70s across the region, so a nice Friday evening on tap for us. Out to the west, we do kind of have a mess going on. We have our upper level pattern, big dome high pressure is kind of building out across the central parts of the Rockies. We're going to watch this system. Let me show you what happens. Becomes a cutoff low, cut off from the main flow of the jet as it pushes off toward the east. High pressure on top of us, meaning a good weekend. Then we're going to watch this system. This is what we call a blocking pattern, meaning that system can't get in because this system is blocking up the pattern. So we get showers, we get thunderstorms as we go through next week, but we don't see much in the way of severe weather. Remember, cutoff low, jet streams way up here, so this storm system just can't get the upper level dynamics that we need to get severe weather, which that's good news in the first week of May, but we are going to have kind of hit and miss showers and thunderstorms sticking around as we go through most of next week. All right, 66 on your Saturday, 68 on Sunday, 70 on Monday, and then those thunderstorm chances returning by the middle of next week, lasting all the way into next weekend. But it's going to be nice, get a nice solid 3 days off of rain.
And then just a lot of rain
and
after
there
that.
we go again.
We could always use it though,
yeah,
for sure. Thanks, Doug. Well, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with KOAM Skywatch weather app. Get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone free of charge. It's available on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up, the job market remains steady for now, but tariffs and hiring freezes could spell trouble for workers and graduates. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Miami citywide garage sale kicked off today and runs through Sunday. It gives residents a chance to buy and sell without a permit. Participants are encouraged to post their sale locations, times, and items in the comments section of the city's Facebook page. The post will remain pinned to make it easy to find sales across town.
A big thing around Miami, and I've been participating for probably the last 3 years in a row, and I've been waiting to set this up for a few months.
City officials say it's a great way to promote community engagement and local bargains. The Carthage FFA hosted its annual plant sale today at the CTC Greenhouse, offering student-grown plants to the public. From hanging baskets to vegetable starts, items sold quickly, with some teachers unsure if inventory would last through noon. The sale ran from 9 to 5, with proceeds supporting FFA students in their agricultural education.
The greenhouse is completely student ran. We order everything in, we grow it from seeds or from little starts, and then we sell it. That way we can have money for our students to be able to go to their competitions, state convention, national convention, WLC. We send students to Washington, D.C. It's just a great fundraiser for our students, and all the money goes back to them.
Organizers say the community support directly impacts students' hands-on learning. Well, the labor market is proving its resilience with a better than expected jobs report and unemployment holding steady. CBS's Bradley Blackburn takes a look at the latest numbers.
So far, the U.S. labor market appears to be fairly insulated from President Trump's ongoing trade wars. Employers added 177,000 jobs in April, and unemployment remains steady at 4.2%. But payrolls for the previous 2 months were revised downward by 58,000 jobs.
Sometimes we look at a revision as maybe an indication of what lies ahead.
Economists are still bracing for the full impact of the tariffs. Transportation and warehousing added 29,000 jobs last month, likely due to stockpiling before the tariffs took effect.
I think when you saw the surge of imports, we had to get them someplace. So that accounts for the increase in transportation and warehousing.
Federal worker Shay Ginorio of Overland Park, Kansas, got a pink slip last month.
It said effective June 2nd, but you will be placed on immediate leave.
But because the Labor Department does not count administrative leaves, terminations like hers are not reflected in the report. She visited a job fair just hours after her ouster.
So I need to figure out what I'm going to do, sell all my things, and get out of here.
Analysts say hiring is tepid in areas like media, finance, and tech. And the president's tariffs could affect graduating college seniors looking for jobs.
So a lot of companies have pressed pause. What that means is they are waiting to see how the tariff situation is going to impact their hiring.
According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, hiring expectations have dropped from the fall survey. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Experts say the job market remains stable for now, but tariff pressures and slowdowns in key sectors could create challenges in the months ahead. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the trade war comes to Wheatland, Pennsylvania, a town as tough as steel that could benefit from tariffs. Then on KOAM News at 6, a historic Route 66 landmark gets a new lease on life. See how the Rainbow Bridge in Baxter Springs just got a major makeover, plus a hot dog and a good cause. See how Arvest Bank and the Salvation Army teamed up to fight hunger. And Pittsburgh State football holds its 2025 spring game tonight. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then the KOAM News at 6. Well, marine biologists in the Canary Islands released a loggerhead sea turtle back into the Atlantic Ocean Thursday after 6 months of care. The turtle, named Amadora, was rescued in October after being injured near Amadores Beach. Crowds gathered to witness the release as experts highlighted the threat of marine litter to the ocean. Well, with all the rain that we've been getting, she could probably swim around in our area.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of turtles crossing the roads over the past few days, but
sure.
We do get to dry out over the next couple days. 66 on Saturday, 68 on Sunday, 70 on Monday. Then those rain chances will start to return.
All right, we're going to enjoy the dryness while we got it. So thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. We'll be right back here at 6. Have a great evening.